When you're chasing greatness, just remember, it's not about what you say, it's about what you do.
What's up, guys? It's the Nightwing at Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video here today, talking about the LCS 2020 Summer Split Week 6 thoughts and opinions. So this week there was a lot that actually happened, and I thought that I would exactly break it down. And I have games here that stuck out to me where I want to talk about these teams individually. But the big thing that stuck out for me this week was Cloud9 looking kind of mortal, and then you have Team Liquid fully cementing themselves as the second best team in the LCS with quotation marks. Now, let me start with Team Liquid. So, Team Liquid, they look okay to good. For them being the second best team in the LCS does kind of show you the level of the LCS right now, because some of their games that they won earlier on in the split were throws. Let's not deny that. The games that they won, a few of them were throws. Now, the games that they did win also were very, very slow and not convincing, and they were losing, and they had to make, a team fight comeback to win, Now, for the past, let's say 2 weeks, between weeks 4 and 5, they actually have been looking better, and I don't think it's because of Broxah. Broxah really doesn't have an early game impact at all whatsoever. I don't know why that is when he's clearly playing junglers like Lee Sin and junglers like Graves. Doesn't make any sense why he doesn't have an early game impact. And you can clearly see it in their gameplay. Who's making all the aggressive plays? CoreJJ, Jensen, Impact, they're the ones getting the team going. Tactical, I think, looks great. I think he has been a massive improvement over what Doublelift didn't offer last split. And it's really hard for me to say if they are the second best team, but from what I'm seeing right now, they are, and that's just what we have to go off of right now. All the other teams, there was so much stuff that happened this week, guys. I mean, Biofrost getting subbed out for Treats, Huni and Golden Glue playing for Evil Geniuses, Wild Turtle coming back for FlyQuest, Golden Guardians playing a 21-minute First Blood game, CLG just consistently looking like real hot trash, Hunter Thieves looking rather inconsistently consistent, the same thing with Immortals, and I don't know why Dignitas chose to play Viper this week over Lorlo when they clearly got wins with Lorlo first. So why not just play games with Lorlo? Maybe he was doing obviously really bad in scrims, I'm not too sure, but playing with the guy that didn't give you any wins versus playing with the guy that did give you wins doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. And now you have Cloud9. So I'm going to say a few things about Cloud9 before I go on into the games that I want you guys to see with me. And it's just that, there could be several different things, but I kind of boiled it down to 2. Since Cloud9, before their losses, were clear and away the best team in North America. Remember this, they were Cloud9-0 before these last 2 losses, and then they won this week by beating FlyQuest. Now, the issue here is that they could be doing 2 different things. One, they could be playing down to their competition, which means that they're playing worse to kind of see what these teams could actually do at a peak. Or they're just losing straight up. Now, I don't know what the shitty concept is about limit testing. I know what it means. I'm not retarded, but, this is what a lot of people like to do. They like to already have a pre-made excuse for why their team lost in League of Legends when your team just lost. I get there's reasons why you lose, but you still lost at the end of the day, regardless of what exactly happened in the game. The winner of the game is that other team, and you're the clear-cut loser right now, obviously. So that's my advice to a lot of people out there, if you watch this video, is don't have a pre-made excuse to the reason why your team lost. Kind of, figure out why they're losing. It's not a player thing about Cloud9, because they're clearly pretty much all the best players in their position. But the thing with Cloud9, and I'm going to be completely honest here, Blabber is not a good jungler from behind. Blabber is very good at playing aggressive, playing forward, playing ultimately really good with Niski. Niski is a really good mid laner who is obviously paired with Blabber, pretty much the Doin BTN combination. they're basically FPX Lite if you really want to make a terminology for it. But Blabber, from what I've seen in their losses, if he can't make an early game impact, he's not doing anything. And that's the issue with that right there, is that when he doesn't make an early game impact, he doesn't do anything. And that's a problem that he's going to have to fix if you want to really put him, as that MVP quality caliber player that actually existed last split. And I still think he's a pretty good player, but this is an issue that he has. Now, you can fanboy over it and say I'm wrong. I don't give a shit. I know exactly what I'm watching. I have my fanboy eyes never on, because I'm never that, and it's the same thing I do with G2. I treat G2 the same way I treat Cloud9 games, and G2 look really bad right now. You guys know how much I love G2, but they're looking pretty trash right now. So that's my advice to people, and I know I keep getting this thrown at me. It's like, oh my god, you just don't understand, you're not a pro player. That doesn't mean anything. I can clearly see what's going on in the games, and I'm not a moron, because I've been watching this game for a very, very long time, so I can tell you clear-cut problems the team is having before they even make, announcements as news to all of you guys. I can clearly see these things, and I know you guys can too. So take that for what it is. Now, I don't think Cloud9 is really sweating these 2 losses as some people would lead you to believe. It's literally 2 losses. You know what's funny? This is the most losses they've had all year long in the regular split. Just the regular split alone. Just imagine that. Last split, they lost 1 game to TSM for the 2020 LCS Spring Split. They lost 1 game in the regular season. 1 game. This split, they've lost 2. They've lost a total of, so far at week 6, when I'm recording this video, they've lost 3 games to this point in the regular season alone. Now, playoffs, they've lost 2, obviously, and Evil Geniuses are the only team to beat Cloud9 more than once. So congrats to Evil Geniuses for beating Cloud9 more than once this year. Congrats! I don't know what happened in this game, but yeah, I'm gonna go over the game right now. So let's start with the CLG versus Dignitas game. That was so atrocious to watch. Oh my god, what the fuck was I watching this game? It is very, very proven to me that CLG have no coordination. It just does not exist whatsoever. Now for this game, CLG took Orin, Graves, Zoe, Ezreal, and Nautilus. Dignitas took Riven, Set, Orianna, Ashe, and Bard. Now, it's not to say that the players played individually bad. It's just that for CLG, they played individually not as a team, and that is what's really hurting them. They just don't have synergy. Ruin does not synergize with any of his teammates whatsoever. And remember the other game where he, was doing this dive with Wiggly as Volibear, and then they completely just failed it, and he somehow died. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Uncoordinated dives. Pobelter is literally trying to 1v9. Stixxay and Smoothie have been an alright bot lane overall, and I think that they're not like the worst part of the team. The worst part of the team is their top side, and it's not Pobelter, it's just Wiggly and Ruin, who are just consistently not that good. Now, the issue with Dig in this game is that I don't really know how they won it. If I'm being completely honest here, CLG had points in the game where they were clearly winning, but kept making little macro mistakes that kept giving Dig the option to get back into the game. Now, it's not something you exactly need. And, they had a bunch of river fights, they had a lot of macro mistakes where they were warding it properly, just a ton of shit. It's just all bad. Dig capitalized on all of CLG's over aggression. You had, this one fight right there where you saw, Dardoch trying to go back in with Johnson. They both died of Wiggly. And, it's nothing that CLG are pressing. Even when they have the advantage, they're not pressing anything. They're getting kills. They're getting gold. They get a Rift Herald 10 minutes like normal teams do. And they're just doing, obviously, nothing with it. And that's the issue, is that when you get these advantages and you do clearly nothing with them, you are trash. That is just it. You are just garbage. And I just can't stand to watch this game. This was literally so shit to watch. Oh my lord. And there's been a lot of these games this year from the LCS, but this one might be the second worst one to watch all year long. Dardoch steals a Baron when they clearly have no smite. Look at that right there. These guys have no smite. Literally no smite. And contesting a Baron. Are you fucking kidding me? What are you doing? That is, oh my lord, that is unacceptable. Wiggly's like, hey bro, we can do Baron, right? He has no smite. What the fuck? Oh lord, kill me now. Next game, my brain's gonna explode. Alright, so You had 100 Thieves versus Team Liquid. Now, to be fair, like I've said before, Broxah hasn't really had that big of an early game impact. I know a lot of people want to say certain things about him. He's a nice guy, and he's really down to earth, and he's chill. What the fuck does that got to do with gameplay? Alright? Like, stop saying stupid shit just to further your point, which doesn't have a point. Being nice does not equivalent to playing good. There's two different things. One's a personality trait, one is gameplay. I could be a really huge dick on Twitter, but I could be a great basketball player. What's the difference there? Okay, I'm a dick in real life, but I'm a great basketball player. That's the difference there. And that's the same thing with Broxah. Now, the issue here with Tactical and Core JJ is that Core JJ is really playing good. Honestly, he's playing great. He is playing great. So is Tactical. So is Jensen. I think all three of them as a bot side is really strong. Now, if you're factoring in TL's gameplay, it is still pretty slow. And their slow, non-proactive early games will punish them against teams like Cloud9, against other teams around the world. If you're trying to go internationally, most likely TL would probably be, a second or third place team going to Worlds, bargaining what other that third place NA team goes. I mean, are we really going to send a third NA team? We are, and they're going to get destroyed. But, nevertheless, this game right here, after a certain point, TL were pressing their early game advantages. They didn't really get an early game advantage, let's be honest here. 100 Thieves got an advantage. They didn't press it at all with their Lee Sin and Jace. How do you draft Lee Sin and Jace and do nothing? This shit is what boggles my mind about some of these teams. You're drafting compositions like this, and you're clearly not doing anything. How do you pick Jace? He's literally destroying his opposition, what Someday was, and they're out winning. So that's clearly a macro and tempo problem that they have, and I just don't think that they're really able to fix it, but they're going to have to choose out different compositions to win. Now, if their thing is that they want to play like certain late game compositions, which, I mean, if you're trying to play Orianna, Ashe, and Karma, why are you drafting Jason Lee Sin? It doesn't make any sense, would it? Like, you don't really know what your composition is supposed to do. Like, I know what their composition does. I'm not a moron, but you see my point here is that why are you drafting half early game, half late game? Just go full late in composition and just scale up, because you're not getting any value out of these early game picks. You're really not. You're just getting nothing. And the Jace becomes useless if it's not really, really far ahead and dominating, just like it does internationally. But except here, because we're actually trash. But later on, TL is just styling on these guys. It's basically just the better players win at the end of the day. Now, this game was a clear-cut stomp out of FlyQuest. Who would have thought? Who would have thought FlyQuest would have been stomping TSM? Now, this game is all about Santorin getting these really, really clutch smites against TSM. Broken Blade, I'm not really too sure, what's going on with him. Spica has been underwhelming. Bjergsen has been playing pretty well overall, but not to like that extent. Like he's been playing well to get TSM past a certain point. And then you have Treats coming in for TSM. I thought he looked okay. I don't think the losses were his fault, because he really couldn't do much as you're a Braum and your team is already far behind. FlyQuest were making great early game proactive plays. I liked what they were doing in this game. They played okay. Let's be honest, they played okay. But not much so the next day. They had a pretty hard schedule though. TSM, Cloud9, that's probably the hardest schedule they're going to have for like the rest of the split. So if they made a run for like second place or fourth or third, I could see it. But FlyQuest were extremely ahead early on, so I was happy to see that. I just don't really know what was going on with TSM that I already haven't said before. Just no proactivity for most of their composition. They draft this early game, late game composition that makes no sense when you have a Senna, and an Orianna, and an Olaf. I was like, what the fuck is this? It's just overall, I don't know what's going on with them. But to be fair, it's not FlyQuest's fault. They played bad. FlyQuest played good, and they deserve the win this week over TSM. This was a smashing from them. This was super surprising to watch. I was like, when does FlyQuest play like this? Where has this FlyQuest been? Like, if they're playing like this, then they could be a pretty good team, right? Well, not against Cloud9, but you guys understand what I'm saying, right? The C9 versus EG game. So, I don't think they played badly in this game like a lot of people would lead you to believe. I think that Nisqy like try to do the best he can with Blabber, because pairing up Lee Sin and Syndra early game on is pretty much indefinitely a kill. It's pretty much guaranteed if you layer your CC properly and your stuns, and then you have the Lee Sin to go in and kick them so the Syndra stuns them. Obviously, this works perfectly, just like in the first blood moment at 6 minutes and 56 seconds in. You had Blabber getting a, you know, early game aggressive move off, and it was working for them. I think that they stopped their aggression, and it's something rare you don't see out of them. Is I was like, all right, they got first blood, they're doing pretty good. Usual C9, hey, you got like 2 kills, you're probably gonna win this game, right? And you know, it wasn't that Nisqy was doing better. Then it wasn't that. Sorry, no, wrong player. Sorry. It wasn't that Golden Glue was playing better than Nisqy. It's just that what Nisqy was doing was so much different than Golden Glue, and obviously you have Zoe, who's literally, you know, one-shotting, and that's not really Golden Glue being better. It's just more like, well, Zoe's just a broken champion. You know, we already know that. Like, the game was even around 20 minutes in, and you saw the things that Cloud9's composition were trying to do. Set, you know, doing the showstopper in, you have the Ashe arrow for engage, you have the Syndra stun for, like, you know, just isolating single targets so you could one-shot them. So I don't really know what happened in this game. Maybe they had a communication breakdown, maybe they thought they were going to win this game pretty easily. I'm not too sure, but this composition really wasn't that bad, though. I don't really know what the Bard was for, but, like, if you play a Braum right there... Wait, what were the bans? The bans going in, what were the bans? I just want to see the bans right here. Did any side ban Braum? I just want to know the last few bans. Yeah, like, why not just take the Braum? Pair the Braum and the Ashe together, and you have a solid support. That way you could have the Braum Flash Glacial Fissure, you have the Ashe Arrow, then you have the Syndra stun. Like, I think they were missing one part of this composition, and then you really have something good here. But I don't think they played this game badly. As bad as most people would think you to believe. They played badly in the 100 Thieves game, but they didn't really play badly in this game. It was more like Blabber not really fully being the aggressor in this game that really caused him it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my LCS Week 6 2020 Summer Split thoughts and opinions. I have my LEC one coming up very, very soon. I didn't really get a chance to watch all the games. I want to be well informed before I actually give you guys that video. And yeah, it should be coming up tomorrow or today, if you're lucky. And that's pretty much it. See you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, most of all, enjoy. What did you guys think about the LCS this week? And who do you have making playoffs out of our bottom tier shitty ass teams? Peace out, guys. I'm the Nightwing, and Way of Life Esports is signing out, guys. Peace. Have a good day.
Hi there, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.